Hey gang, it's your buddy Platt. Today I show you how to make black pepper jerky. So let's go. So football watching season is here and it's time for football watching parties. We already talked enough about beverages for the parties. I thought today we'd concentrate on the snack part and make some jerky. Actually, more specifically, a black pepper jerky. If you think about it, as far as the most popular spices out there, black pepper is one. Go to any restaurant or wherever you always see a shaker of black pepper. People put pepper on everything, so I thought we would base a recipe on black pepper. Real quick, let me go over some topics. This recipe is for 1 pound. We're using ground beef, a 90-10 blend. That means 90% lean, 10% fat. You want at least that lean, if not leaner. Too much fat makes it harder for to properly cure the meat, and will kind of shorten the shelf life of your jerky. Also, too, I'm going to be using the dehydrator instead of the oven, but you can use your oven instead if you would like. Also, too, I'm going to be using the jerky gun just to make strips, make my life easier. And lastly, any of the things you see in this video, I'll leave links down below if you would like to get. If you click on those links, it does support the channel, and we thank you in advance. So with that being said, let's make some black pepper jerky. All right, so we got 1 pound of ground beef. You could tell by all the red, there's not a lot of white in there. It's pretty lean cut of meat. Real quick, let's go over our spice blend. What we got here, hopefully you see, we have 2 teaspoons of curing salt. This is to preserve our jerky, not necessarily so much for flavor. Next is 2 teaspoons of jerky seasoning. I use the High Mountain Original Blend jerky seasoning. If you're going to get into jerky making, I would advise you to get some kind of base jerky seasoning that you can play around with on top of, just to kind of keep a base, also to kind of give you that standard jerky flavor, but then you can kind of build on. Next is 3/4 of a teaspoon of garlic powder. I just love garlic, the flavor. Some people may be allergic or whatever, you can always adjust. And last but not least is 1 tablespoon of black pepper. We're just going to dump this all on our meat. And then we're going to add 1/4 cup of water. And this is just to basically help us blend in all these spices to get it to kind of help stick to the meat. Again, we don't have a lot of fat on this meat. That usually kind of helps as far as sticking. And we're just going to blend this all in by hand. And then we'll come back and I will load up the jerky gun and we will start to tray up. All right, so we got our jerky trayed up. Real quick, I want to go over a couple more points. First, whenever you use the jerky gun like I'm using, and when you tray up, a little non-stick spray really is going to help you out, especially around cleanup time. Also, too, this recipe, unlike recipes in the past where we've made some kind of marinade, let the meat sit overnight, and then the next day we'll throw in the dehydrator, we're just throwing it right in now. I've always wanted to do a recipe where we just did it like that, just make your life simple, a little faster. Also, too, in other recipes, we use liquids. Those need a little more time to kind of macerate into the meat, where the spices, we just kind of blend it in and go. And lastly, because we did add just a 1/4 cup of water, we do have a little liquid here, I'm going to add even more pepper with this pepper crusher just on top, kind of stick with the theme. You can add as much or as little pepper as you want. If you want to go with like fresh peppercorn or whatever, go crazy with it. I'm just going to hit a little on top, just kind of bake that in. So let me finish up doing this, and then we'll come back in 4 hours and see how our jerky turned out. All right, gang, so it's been about 4 hours. Our beef jerky is ready to try. Let's see how it came out. Oh, that's nice. Nice, pretty straightforward flavor. Plenty of that pepper goodness. I personally believe that just black pepper in general works well with beef, period, whether it's a nice New York strip steak, prime rib. I want to season up a little like flank steak, skirt steak, what have you. Of course, goes well with burger, and we're using ground beef. Jerky works really well. A nice, simple flavor. There's enough saltiness between the meat and the curing salt we add that you kind of have that salt and pepper blend with this recipe. But just a real nice, easy recipe. One of the good things about this recipe is we didn't have to let it marinate overnight, so again, kind of saved us a little time, something we could do, you know, in a single evening or game day kind of thing. I will leave the recipe down below in the description. I will also leave links to the different products I've used in here in case you want to get those. Once again, simple recipe, great for game day. Give it a try. Well, I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please subscribe down below. Also, please like the video because it lets YouTube know we're putting out good content. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or ideas for videos, please leave them in the comments section, or you can always contact me on the Twitter page. Till next time, bottoms up.